Shalom, beloved family. It's your girl Sophia Spiritualite, and we're here with another research lesson that has been very interesting to me. I did already have a great deal of understanding about these devices because obviously I made some, but I didn't. Um, it's crazy. I didn't. Uh, Actually draw. Let me start this over. Shalom, beloved family. It's your girl Sophia Spiritualite, and we're here for another research lesson. This one is on the Druids and Orgone technology. Now, I am going to be making a very long reach here. This is not information I've seen anyone else discuss. I have no other references to make to this besides my own experience and my own uh, what was revealed to me. And so, you're going to have to stretch your brains a little bit for this one. It's not stuff that we normally go into. I've not really done anything on technology per se. Um, but, however, I found a connection, or the spirit showed me this connection. And I want to share it. And again, this is another one of those terrifying things for me because I usually keep discoveries like this to myself. But I think right now we need all hands on deck. And so if I was to keep this information to myself and not share it, that would be tremendously detrimental to what we're trying to accomplish here. So here we go. All right, what is an Orgone pyramid? So I'm sure people have seen these things before. Um, and we're just going to do a little bit of background before I get to the Druid connection, okay? So the Orgone pyramid and how it works and its uses. The Orgone period, how does it work and its uses? The term orgonite refers to a mix of quartz crystals, semi-precious gemstones, metals, and resin in a combination that is said to balance out the life energy that we also known as prana, chi, or orgone. This natural energy is considered the most powerful energy there is, and it resonates with Schumann's fundamental global frequency at 7.83 hertz, the resonance that is considered the heartbeat of our planet. The first person to introduce the term orgone was an Austrian psychoanalyst, Wilhelm Reich, of the early 20th century, who also referred to his energy as the God energy. The orgone pyramids are built on his finding and research. How does an orgone pyramid work? Orgone pyramids are made of a mix of organic resin and non-organic metal shavings that have the property of moving the orgone energy back and forth and act as a cleansing of the stagnant negative energies. In other words, the organic materials absorb the vital organic energy while the non organic components disperse it back in all directions. When you add crystals and semi precious stone gemstones to the mix, they are electrically charged by the resin that contracts them. Hence, the powerful healing effects of the crystals um, are magnified in an orgone pyramid. Last but not least, the orgone pyramids follow the exact proportions of the Great Pyramid of Giza from Egypt that makes the device even more powerful due to the pyramid effect. All right, then the benefit of using orgone pyramids. When placed in work, living, or sleeping spaces, orgone pyramids have the ability to clean energies in the room and protect individuals from EMF radiation frequencies. However, they have shown to have health benefits as well. Laboratory researches that when exposed to this resonance, living body cells strengthen up their immunity and reach optimal physical and psychological health. What orgone pyramids can do for you? Fight insomnia and improve sleep, vivid and pleasant dreams, create peaceful environment by enhancing the positive energies in the room, energize foods, water, and boost plant growth, protect EMF radiation from electric and electronic devices, making them especially helpful for people living in big cities, remove the stressors that affect us on unconscious levels by projecting high vibrational energies, help each individual on his her specific imbalances as if they know what you need, as well as spiritual growth, access deeper meditative states, strengthen intentions and visualizations, improve immunity and resistance to illnesses, as well as enhance energy levels and feeling better overall. Heal the environments that need a thorough energetic cleansing. All right, here's another one, another website about how it works. Um, Let me see. All right, this is just the same thing over again. I just, let me see. Here we go. At the bottom of the page, positive orgone energy, poor, deadly orgone energy, door, and neutral orgone energy. Um, Reich thought that this energy was is present everywhere in the cosmos, and it can be found in the three forms, which I just said. Out of the three forms of energy, the poor, which is the positive orgone energy that creates life and creates the cosmic balance. The door, on the other hand, according to Reich, a stagnate and blocked poor. Reich uh, Reich particularly interested in the phenomenon of armoring, which is blocked energy stored in the body is unable to freely flow. However, it is believed that door, which is the um, deadly orgone energy, is present in highly populated cities, near power plants, and near devices that emit EMF radiation. So, what is the orgone accumulator? A concerned scientist, this guy Reich, allegedly decided to find a way which he could sick and unhappy people feel better. Okay, I should just read it the right way. He believed that the poor could improve, if not completely cure, different medical conditions, both serious and not so serious. This motivated Reich to create what he called an orgone accumulator. The orgone accumulator was a device that looked like a small wardrobe made of multiple layers of metal and organic materials. Reich thought the metal and organic matter had the ability to attract orgone energy. Once caught into the accumulator, the energy would act like a healing agent for the patient that would on a chair sit, I guess, on a chair beside the device. Reich was apparently very proud of his invention. He believed that to have helped multiple of his patients overcome their medical conditions. However, we already know about these Gentiles and their institutions. And then it was a ban. There was a ban on his work. Okay, I'm not going to read all of that. So um his idea reflourished by the end of the 20th century, motivating one independent researcher to create a device called Orgonite. And here it describes what Orgonite is. Let me read at the bottom. Orgonite thrives from exposure to negative energy. People believe that it can convert or convert door into poor because of its design. Therefore, people think Orgonite is an improved version of Reich's orgone accumulator. So here's another one on how Orgonite works. Let's see. Um, They say that once negative energy enters the orgonite, it has to pass through many metal parts and a long chain of carbon molecules found in the resin. They believe that it's probable that this energy travel through different parts of the orgonite purifies the negativity or harvests it, okay, transforms it. The crystals in orgonite furthermore play the role of better focusing the energy. This way, the energy is more beneficial once it exits the orgonite. Crystals also get squeezed once the resin inside the orgonite begins to shrink due to its interaction with the negative energy. This makes the crystals become electrically polarized and be efficient into better focusing the pore. So, the older the orgonite is, basically, the more effective it is working. Um, Here's what it says. Usually, when you make metal shreds, resin, and crystals of some kind, the mixture should consist of 50-50. Um, you should compare it based on volumes, not based on the weight, because uh anyway, the weight is a whole nother thing. It's really volume because it's a liquid that turns into a solid. Okay. They say, oh, you can use any kind of metal you want. Fine. Um, so this is another one about organs are helpful. So if you have not seen one, this is one, and this is a pretty good diagram of how it works because the it comes in. The metals attract the energy from the air, the resin compresses everything, and the quartz increases the electricity. And then you see the little arrows. This is a little bit confusing um, for magnetization and stuff like that. So as you can see, this is what one looks like. Now, hold this in your mind for just a second. Let's switch over to the Druids. This is what they think a Druid's egg is. Now, I know this is a big stretch, but how different is this from this? The spirals, the coils, um, perhaps this is just, what they have that's left. I'll go into a description of what they said they look like, but how big of a jump is it from this to this? It's not really that big of a jump. It's way more similar, except they use an egg shape instead of a pyramid shape, which I can explain to you why the egg shape would be a little bit better for personal use. Let me put it that way. You want a round shape for because it's closer to the shape of the heart, but that is definitely another topic for another lesson. But so yeah, so these things are not too far apart, and I know that I said it was going to be a stretch, a mental stretch, and I think that it is a mental stretch, but it's not that far off. So let's keep going. I'm not going to read this explanation, but I'm just showing this to you. This is one person's description of it. They're going to read from Pilney, and I'm going to read from Pilney too, but I'm going to find an easier there's an easier one I have to read. So that's this one. This is from Jones's Celtic Encyclopedia, okay? And this is what Pilney said about the Druid's egg. There is another kind of egg, much renowned in the Gaelic provinces, but ignored by the Greeks. In the summer, numberless snakes entwine themselves into a ball, held together by a secretion from their bodies by their spittle. This is called agunium. Okay, agunium. Druids say the hissing serpents throw this up into air, and that it must be caught in a cloak and not allowed to touch the ground, and that one must instantly take a flight on horseback, as the serpents will pursue until some stream cuts them out. It may be tested, they say, but seeing if it floats against the current of the river, even though it be set in gold. Wait a second, just throwing out here, this one right here is not set in gold, but this is kind of set in gold. Looks a little goldish to me. All right, I thought I would point that out. Um, Hold on one second. Oh, all right. All right, we're on mommy duty here. All right. Oh, okay, dear. All right. All right. So, it's that one. Other one looks like it's set in gold a little bit, right? Okay. So, but as it is the way of magicians to cast a cunning veil about their frauds, they pretend these eggs can only be taken on a certain day of the moon. Sounds like Solomon to me, as though it rested with mankind to make the moon and the serpents accord to the moment of the operation. I myself, however, have seen one of those eggs. It was round, large as a smallish apple, the shell cartilaginous, and pocked like the arms of a polypus. what does that? I don't know what a polypuss is, man. I don't know, but if I was going to say what a polypuss is, could that not look like that quartz crystal poking up, or like the triangle that's poking up out of it? I don't know. I don't know, or some other kind of gemstone that was poking out of it. Could be. Okay, this page says the same thing. I'm not going to read this page, but we have something on this page. So, it is not improbable, and this is from the book Druidism. Big Judah had brought it out. I forgot to put the cover in this, but it I got it from off of archive. If you just look it up, Druidism, you'll find it. Okay. It is not improbable that this egg and the alleged marvelous manner of its production had a connection with some primary dogma which Pliny never fathomed. Okay? And then it, because it just had the whole thing. All right. So the Druids called themselves Nadred. The Druids themselves were called Nadred, maybe like Naga, all right, or snakes by the Welsh bards. Um, and the whole mystery thing, I'll skip that part. The art of making these trinkets being known only to the Druids, they availed themselves of the credulity of the common people to magnify the virtues of them and to give them a mysterious import. All right, the serpent was a sacred reptile amongst the Druids. Okay, I'm going to skip to the bottom. Any water poured on the serpent's egg is said to have a one. Sorry, this child. Anyway, and I'm on double duty. All right. Any water poured on the serpent's egg is said to have had a wonderful life giving power and become able to produce life. Whoa, water that can produce life? Interesting. All right, next paragraph. Or next highlighted section. In the Scottish Museum, there is a bead of red glass spotted with white, another of dark brown glass spotted with yellow, others of pale green and blue glass, plain and ribbed, and two curiously figured patterns wrought with various colors and interwoven in their surface. Now, if I could go and see these things, I would probably be like, oh man, this is it. But, however, we have some more descriptions. So, but just keep that in mind. We're going to come back to that in a second. All right. The amulet was variously shaped, sometimes like a round bead of glass, at others like a crescent with a glass boat. Sometimes it was a glass circle, and sometimes it resembled a glass house. I'm going to read this paragraph. These Gemini aguinae are small glass amulets commonly as wide as our fingertips, but much thicker, of a green color, usually, though some of them are blue, others are curiously waved with blue, red, and white. Let's see. White was for the Druids, blue was for the bards, and green for the Ovates, okay? And individuals were interned with them at death. And someone else said it was beautiful circle with its enriched border, okay? Now to the bottom of the page. The Welsh bardic title Nadrid Nagas is to be traced to the belief in transmigration. The serpent, which sheds its skin annually, appears to return to a second youth, may have been regarded by them as well as other people of that time as a symbol of renovation, as this renovation or reincarnation was the great doctrine set forth by the archaic mysteries and the symbol egg. Okay. All right. So one more paragraph. This is a little bit off track, but I wanted to bring this up since we were in this particular section of the book. Every druid carried a wand. The wand of the British druids was made of oak, but in that of the Irish druids was made of yew. In some present day, in some Roman Catholic churches, it is a practice when the faithful approach for confessional for them to receive a touch on the head from a wand which the priest holds in his hand. So, anyways, so remember, I'm only pointing this out because in the Psalms it says, "Thy rod and thy staff will comfort thee." Psalms 23, "Thy rod and thy staff." So a staff is a walking thing. What is a rod? It's a wand, right? So that puts the druids in the same family as the Abrahamic religions. I just wanted to point that out because Yahushua had a wand. We've talked about all these people that have wands, and every druid had a wand. So that means all the sons of Abraham had a wand too. They studied astrology and they had a wand. Now, what I find interesting in this book is that they don't discuss the druids' understanding of astrology, and that's because it might not have been written down in a book. That's the way the druids were. All right, so next, let's see. Okay, so this is the brother's website. Um, he has a YouTube page, and I'm going to tag it. It's called Magnets, Pyramids, and something else. And this is his website. It's Orgone for you. I haven't ordered anything yet because it costs money, which I do not have at the current moment. Uh, every day and every way, I am getting some money in my hands, but as of right now, hasn't manifested. Therefore, I have not ordered it. So I wanted to point this out because this is going to be a huge thing in a second, right? So this is the brother's website, Orgone for you. I saw him on the brother Black Magic 363's show a few times. I went back and watched all his videos, his interviews that he did with this guy, and that's where I have drawn some of my conclusions about this particular technology, which I call it a technology. I don't call it whatever they call it. I call it a technology. Okay, so here's what he says Orgone history is, right? Um, all right, so let me go down a little bit. Here we go. Let's start with the biocrystal. This is a biocrystal computer. In addition to providing you with an extended field of radiant protection, you can also activate with your spoken words. Truly an over engineering device of orgone excellence, can be used to charge your water, amplify meditation, assist in greater physical strength, helps balance left right brain function, increases intuition and creativity, heightens intuitive focus. Orgone history. Ancient pyramids found throughout the world were once part of a highly advanced global network of giant orgone power plants, transmitting electrical power through the air. There was no need for oil, gas, or coal or fuel. Orgone energy was collected, condensed, and converted into quartz-activated wireless electrical power. Anti-gravity, air, land, water transportation, interplanetary teleportation, home and industry lighting, electronics, wireless communications were powered by pyramids transmitting wireless electricity. Orgone activated crystal technology was widely used throughout the ancient world, which, if you study it, you already have an understanding of this. I'm not going to go into that. So, here's one of his devices. And we discussed breastplates not that long ago, but as you can see, this is a thing like you have never seen before. And I saw him wearing it in the video. It is a shockingly uh, uh, amazing device just to look at through the screen. So this has 140 pyramids, 24 front, 20 rear, and 96 inside on the inside of it. Here's a smaller one, medium size, that has 66 pyramids, Tesla activated breastplate technology, multi-gem pyramid complex. This is a thing unlike uh, you've never seen. Here's another one, Lapis electronic, Lapis Enoch Metatron magnet pendant. He goes into great detail in one of the videos about that, and you can see it has that spiral there in the middle. That's no mistake. Then we have a high-powered amber and 24 karat gold Orgone pyramid shield. That is a shocking device as well. Um, Here we go. Acacia tree orgone amulets. Acacia tree amulet beneficial physical benefits. High source of healing. Orgone energy reduces pain, stress, and inflammation, increases physical strength and stamina, sharpens mental clarity and focus, reduces lactic acid formation, muscle soreness, helps remove chronic aches and pains, heightens immune system health, assists in restoring healthy organ function, protects against electronic radiation, promotes healthy alkalinity and cell voltage, strengthens personal magnetic field, repels and transmutes all forms of negativity. And so that's one. But then I wanted you to take a look at this bead. Now, remember, I'm going to go back to the description that they said of this bead in 1 second, but I just want you to take a look of it. Look at it because it's spotted. It's got flecks of stuff, and you can see it inside the bead. All right, so let's go back and look at this description real quick. Um, that one was yellow though, so um, where is the one that said about the spots? Here we go. In a Scottish museum, there is a bead of red glass spotted with white, another one of dark brown glass spotted with yellow, others of pale green and blue glass, plain and ribbed, two curiously figured patterns. Okay, so just off that description, spotted in glass. Does that not look like glass? A lot of people, if you didn't know what resin was, you would think it was glass because it looks like glass, especially the clear resin. When it's super clear, it looks like glass, which I'll show you in a second. All three of these beads are this. It's just two of them he made brown, one of them he left yellow with the amber in it. So all I'm saying is this looks exactly like the description that they say that they have in the Scottish Museum of what they think is a druid egg. Okay, one of the different kinds of them, because they were many different kinds and they had many different shapes. So I just wanted to, I mean, I y'all thought I was making a stretch. I thought I was making a stretch too, but when I read that description, I remembered this bead. I saw him with it on, and I said, oh my gosh, that sounds like that bead that I saw him wearing. This is kind of a little bit crazy. So, all right, let's keep going. So here's, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. This is also again on the website, Orgone for you. Um, Here's what it says that the talisman does. High-powered orgone energy reduces monkey mind chatter, lowers mental and physical stress, helps improve meditation, increase creativity and intuition, improves mental clarity, enhances personal bliss, peacefulness, and happiness, accelerates higher awareness, amplifies hearing abilities, and various types of healers and therapists. The physical benefits. Let's see, reduces pain, stress, and inflammation, increases physical strength and stamina, sharpens mental clarity and focus, reduces lactic acid formation. I already said that. Helps remove chronic aches and pains, heightens immune system health, assists in restoring healthy organ function, protects against electronic radiation, promotes healthy alkalinity and cell voltage, strengthens personal magnetic field, repels and transmutes all forms of negative energy. So let's talk about the acacia wood for 1 second. It has several biblical references. It is the tree of life. It was the burning bush of Moses. It was used on Noah's ark. It was used for the ark of the covenant. It was used for the ark of the tabernacle. Um, it says it's the best source of fruit, honey, anti-aging oil, and healing tea, and of course the high-powered orgone jewelry. So the acacia wood, people are totally asleep to it, just totally. I had bought, this is a side note. Before I knew anything about this, when I moved into my townhouse, I had bought an acacia wood little bench, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. It didn't match anything in my house at all whatsoever, but I bought it because I thought it was beautiful, and it was made of acacia. I didn't even know what acacia was. Come to find out, I this is like Noah's Ark, the Ark of the Covenant, the Tree of Life. I bought a piece of it and I put it in my house, and I use it now when I set up my shrine. So I had no idea what it was when I bought it. So that's just to say you never know what something is, and how. I mean, this was 6 years ago I bought this, and I could never use it. It's too tall to it's too tall for a footrest, but it's too short for a table. So that's like a small little like end table, but the I didn't have short furniture. I had tall furniture. So it literally just sat by the door and I put my mail on it. Like I never use it. Now I use it. I have a place for it and I use it. All right. Oh, highly revered in spiritual disciplines. So this is probably something that was in those druid eggs. Again, we don't have the full information about that. We don't know everything. I just wanted to bring this up because this might help somebody else who's building devices. I know we have some brothers and sisters who are doing that, and so I just wanted to bring this information out, and another way that you can connect with the ancestors on this and some other groups of people you can ask, during your spiritual quests, meditations, for information from on how they did certain things, because it's very, very likely that these the ones that the brothers and the sisters are making um, are just a re incarnation of the ones from the druids. Okay, so let's talk about Xenon, because brother Hank in the videos, he talked Xenon up so much. I had gone and I bought some Xenon bulbs, and I basically been carrying them around. I didn't know exactly what to do with them, but I had all these Xenon bulbs. So let's talk about what Xenon does. And this is from a book called Einstein Doesn't Live Here Anymore. I have to remember to take pictures of the cover of the book. I always forget. Um, so, I'm just going to read probably most of the whole page. A clear pattern has emerged from our research in connection with the gas xenon and its use in the area of regenerating worn, wasted, or degenerated tissues of all kinds. Perhaps this could be better stated in terms of helping the body to regenerate its own tissue, for this appears likely to be how the process works. We have theorized that the body is capable of, in principle, of regenerating virtually all kinds of tissue completely, but that ability is interfered with in many cases by disease, thought forms, and habits of eating and living, which strain the body's energy reserves and dissuade it from tackling any tissue reconstruction project that it does not consider to be essential to survival. Thus, the body will exert itself to knit up broken bones, heal open cuts, and rid itself of viral and bacterial organisms. However, it will not normally undertake tasks of purely cosmetic nature, like converting scar tissue into normal skin or the regrowth of lost digits and the like. Our experience has indicated that there is much opportunity for further research with inert gases in the area of tissue regeneration. In the following example case, a degenerative condition in the right hip was apparently being fostered by a diseased thought form, with the latter was diagnosed dislodged by the use of the gas krypton. The body was able to, with the help of xenon energy, restructure and repair the worn or missing tissues in a relatively short time. All right, so I'm going to talk about this right here. Repair of tubal cauterization. 3 years before our initial meeting with subject F, his second wife had undergone tubal cauterization to prevent further pregnancies. They had already had two normal children. We were unaware of the tubal cauterization at the time we began a series of treatments for subject F. During the treatment program, the subject's wife slept in the same bed with him, i.e., the bed that was exposed nightly to the weak xenon energy from the auxiliary generator we given to subject F. After 7 months of exposure this way, she became pregnant. Her doctor expressed considerable surprise and told her that pregnancy after tubal cauterization was extremely rare, perhaps one case in several thousand. She subsequently gave birth to a healthy baby girl. There is some suggestion that exposure to the xenon based beam allowed her body to restore the cauterized tube and bring about their normal function. So, when brother Hank talked about this, I was like, females need this. We have a lot of stuff going on with us internally. We're off sync with our own cycles. We don't even understand our own cycles. We can't possibly get back in touch with them. This is something females need. And he also said that males need it too, mostly for in the same place, like along the waistline, but for their internal stuff like prostate, stuff like that. Not like females need it for, you know, uh, 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 reproductive issues, I guess, female reproductive issues. Okay, so this is the device I made, and so as you can see, it's clear resin, so it is clear. I've got an acacia wood bead down there, at the bottom. which of course, like I said, or like we read, is the tree of life. I've got a xenon bulb in there, the actual xenon bulb. And one thing I found out in my other research that I forgot to put here is that clear quartz crystal has xenon in it. So really, the xenon, using the xenon bulb, the reason why the orgone generator works, one of the reasons is that the crystal quartz has xenon in it. So I just, in this particular device, I skipped the clear quartz and we went straight for the xenon because I wanted to get um more xenon directly in the circumference of where it could help. And from what the brother says, the xenon will extend to a radius of like 2 to 4 feet. So if you have one, like around your waist, it's going to cover most of your organs, will be covered under the circumference of the field of the xenon bulb, right? And so I also put in here some black tourmaline. We have the acacia wood. I have gold flakes, black tourmaline, and that is actually orange calcite, which is a crystal that's typically good for um uh the sacral chakra, which is this device. The device I make, these ones are designed to be worn by a female on waist beads. And that's way the orgone energy, the taking in of the negative, it happens right in the most important part, in your pelvis area. Then you have the xenon, which is getting right into your reproductive organs, into your stomach. You have the benefits of the tourmaline, the benefits of the calcite, the benefits of the acacia wood, the benefits of the gold, all compressed, pulling in all the negative energy from your um all the negative energy from your body and redirecting it. Now, mine do have points because a point is like a direct, it's like directing the energy out. Um and so I do believe in the pyramid aspect. So these do have points. And again, this is just a device that I made. I haven't done any experiments yet with it. I wanted to do it before I recorded the video, but I decided I'll just do another video with the results of my experiment, so I can discuss that. But yeah, so this is what I made from all the research, and I made this before I saw the book. I made this before I knew that this was a once in a world time when things have never happened before. I did this before I knew the father, Uranus, was in his house, the 10th house. I didn't know any of this when I made these. All I knew is I woke up last Saturday, July the 30th, in the morning, and I said, I have to make these devices today. I had all of this stuff sitting out the house. I've been broke for weeks. So I had all this stuff already in the house. I didn't have to go out and buy anything new. I already had everything. I just said, let me go ahead and make this thing right here and get this over with. And I made it, and I got it over with. And this was my result. And I had no idea of any of this stuff with the Druids. I knew about the brother because I had obviously listened to his, I would call them lectures on the technology. And I was really floored by his product, but I never wanted to get into making orgone. I actually had the resin because I was planning on um, doing something else with it, like totally and completely. I wasn't planning on doing this, but after watching the video, then I had months ago I had bought the xenon bulbs, and I have been working with the xenon bulbs for months now, and I have definitely noticed an increase in like I noticed that the xenon was helping me because I was keeping one in my hair and a little pouch that I wore around my ponytail. But the problem was I didn't want to wear a ponytail all the time. So I had been just trying to figure out, and that was really for my head, not for my reproductive area. So I was like, well, I need to come up with a way to get this down on, into the area where I know that a lot of women need help, including myself. And so this is what I came up with. I had these belly chains, and then I made these devices, and so this is what it is. I don't. Also in here I have Ethiopian opal, which the brother suggested in the video too, that have, highest quality ingredients you can get. Gold flakes, Ethiopian opal, um, solid stones, all of that. So I got all of that in this device. And the Ethiopian opal is like representative of the fire. So we've got fire, we've got the liquid of the resin, we've got air in there with the actual xenon ball, but the air that's also in the wood and in the crystals, and then you got the earth element, the grounding earth element, which is the beads and also the stones. And so this thing has a lot going on, and it might not look like much, but I can tell you I have been wearing mine for exactly 1 week today. I made it last week on Saturday morning, and I've been wearing it for 1 week, almost 1 week, because I started wearing it on Sunday because um, I wanted to consecrate it first, but I had to wait for it to dry before I could consecrate it. Maybe I did consecrate it on Saturday. I can't remember now. But anyway, let's just say I've been wearing it for 1 week. And I actually had to travel this week, which is usually fairly bad for me because I never sleep enough when I travel. I just drive, and then when I get to where I'm going, I just start moving. So I noticed that I I drove from Jacksonville to Maryland, where I'm from. It took a long time. It was like 12 hours, 13 hours, because I had to stop and take a nap because we left at like 1 in the morning. And so um when we got to Maryland, it was about 2 in the afternoon, actually 3, and then we got stuck in traffic, of course, trying to cross the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, racist that he is. And so I didn't get to lay down until about 5 o'clock. It was about 4 o'clock. I slept for 2 hours. And of course, I asked the angels, please let me sleep these 2 hours. Let me get up and not be exhausted, because we had to go out and run a bunch of errands. I didn't want to be stuck up there and get stuck up there for the weekend. So I took a 2 hour nap. I woke up. I didn't have a headache. I wasn't in pain like I would normally expect to be. We ran a bunch of errands. I didn't lay back down in the bed until um, it was about 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And my son was just, the space weather was really, really bad. He was really not feeling it. And so I didn't really get that much sleep that night. But I had told my old man, I need to make sure I get some aspirin from you because I forgot to bring my aspirin. And if I don't take any aspirin when I wake up in the morning, I got to wake up before, the time of my fast is supposed to start so that I can, eat something and all of that. And everything. So I set my alarm so I would get up in time to eat before my fast started. I woke up before the alarm. Now, mind you, I didn't get that much sleep because my son was like, he had a really rough night of sleep, so I didn't get that much sleep. I got up before the sun, and from the moment that I got up, I ate. I left back out, and I went the whole day. I did not lay back down until it was about 5 o'clock on it was like 5 o'clock on Thursday when I laid back down, and I laid down until about 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. And when I woke up, I still wasn't that tired, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, my body isn't hurting." Like normally, if I have to do this ride, this drive, because I always do all the driving, and I get up here and I don't get any sleep, and I'm running around like a maniac trying to do 10 million things so that I don't have to come back or stay an extra day. My body is hurting. My body did not hurt. My body still doesn't hurt. This is Saturday. I've been back for a whole day. I slept, yesterday a little bit, and I put out some videos, and my body has not started hurting, and this is the first time that has happened. Now, I also have another product that I take, which is a coffee mix, but that just helps to keep you awake. That doesn't keep your body from not hurting, and my body doesn't hurt. Only part that really kind of hurts is my shoulders, but that's kind of far from where my belly chain is. So I can understand that. It's outside of the range, but my stomach and my legs, my lower back, none of that stuff hurts. And so that's just my experience after wearing it 1 week. And remember, the longer you wear them, the longer you use them, the stronger they become. So I'm really excited to see how this technology works for myself, and hopefully it can help other people. Of course, you can always make this stuff yourself. I just told you everything that was in it. I don't have a monopoly on this. I just happen to be one of those people that I know that there's going to be people who can't go out and do this, can't go out and get the ingredients. However, I do know that some people can go out and get the ingredients. So I'll say it one more time. I have resin, clear resin. I have Ethiopian opal. I have acacia wood beads. I have xenon bulbs. There's tourmaline in there, and there's orange calcite. That's it. There's all the stuff. I mean, now procuring the ingredients, that's on you. That's going to be more difficult than you think. However, it can be done. And so this is what it is for me. I will have these available for purchase. I'm still working on the price point or whatever, but the point of the matter is there's no reason if you're a female within the nation you should be suffering. If you have like some serious issue, just hit me up and I'll see, what I can do for you. I have absolutely no problem with that. I would like to help as many people as possible. It is what it is. This stuff costs money, so I have to at least factor that in. But it's just that the Gentiles, see, you guys don't understand. The Gentiles will take the stuff and they'll use it, and then they won't ever give the Most High glory and praise and honor. Like none of this stuff came from me at all. This is all the Most High, the Holy Spirit giving me all of this stuff because I just watched a brother talk about this stuff, and I got it because it resonated with me like it was the right thing to do. And this is just what I do. So for those people who don't understand how people like me operate, this is just what I do. I'm a builder, I'm a creator. And now I understand that a lot of this stuff does come from the Druids. And I have another video I'm going to do on the same book about the Druidesses and the education system that they had them in. And then a lot more of myself. I have been able to understand myself a lot more just from studying the Druids and a lot of the stuff that they did. So to the spirits who are here with us, you're invited to go in peace. To my beloved viewers, you're invited to be at peace. And always remember, the Most High is your peace. Shalom, everyone.